Okay guys, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is the language that women use. You see, not a lot of people understand that men and women discuss things in very, very different ways. And although, yes, we use the same language, the form of the language is actually very, very different. And this is why so many men and women struggle to communicate things on the same wavelength, because they are communicating things completely differently. And this is why so many women get frustrated, because they think, why does he not understand me? Why is it so difficult to communicate with him? And things are so clear. And the same goes vice versa, where guys struggle to understand what women are saying, because we think that they're being completely illogical and they're not making sense of their words, and we don't understand why they talk in this particular way. And I've got a few secrets and tips and tricks to explain it for you. Now, the truth is women do speak a different language. It's more indirect, it's more emotion-based, and it's more context-driven. So, if you don't understand it, you've probably been making quite a few mistakes. You've been misreading her signals, and you've probably been ruining your chances of getting with the women that you actually want to be with, because you don't understand how to communicate with them. And on top of that, if you have formed a relationship with anyone, you've probably been making quite a few mistakes in your communication. And these are very common mistakes, so I don't want you to beat yourself up about it, but there's a way to get around it so that you become one of those high-value men that understand women and know how to communicate with them. And so in this video, I'm going to break down a couple of parts of the female language. Now, the first thing you need to understand about men and women, and I don't mean this in a negative way, this is just honest, factual truth, and it might sound a bit mean or harsh, but it's just the truth. This is how we are biologically wired. And it is that women are emotional when it comes to their communication, and men are logical. That's not to say that women are completely illogical. It's not meant to be in a negative way. It's that women communicate through their emotions. They connect through their emotions, whereas men communicate to each other through logic. And this creates such a weird dichotomy. Like they clash too much. You cannot fix a logical problem with emotions, and you can't fix an emotional problem with logic. It's just the issue that men and women have. So that's the first thing you need to understand, is biologically, men speak logically with directness. They value just clarity, and women speak emotionally. Okay, that's why they use a lot of hints and subtext, and they are communicating through their feelings and their actions, not necessarily their words. Now, why does this happen? It comes from evolution. Okay, women are more socially attuned, and they need to maintain group harmony. That's why women are more motherly. They're there to take care of children, because children are so emotionally driven. It's something that's just hardwired in them. So it's not that women are incorrect in how they're communicating, it's just that's how they do communicate. And if anything, they make men's communication seem so stupid. Like, men are so behind when it comes to communicating, when it comes to understanding women, when it comes to understanding people and how they feel. That emotional intelligence is not a thing that men have naturally. And so it's something that we need to learn. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of common phrases that you might have encountered with women, and how you go about it in an emotionally intelligent way, because the way that you're trying to fix things, the way that you're trying to logically solve something, is not what she needs. She needs emotional reassurance with her problems. And honestly, she can probably fix her problems herself. She wants to fix her problems herself. And if you keep on trying to logically resolve her issues, you are becoming the issue. So that's the major thing I want you to take away from this is if you're trying to resolve the issue, you are now becoming the issue. So, for example, and this is my favorite example, so I'm going to start with a good one first, is when you ask someone, or when you ask a girl how they're doing, and they say that they're fine. Now we all know that I'm fine. On text, it means that they're okay. But when they say it, they have that tone of, I'm upset, and if you don't notice that I'm upset, you're the problem. Okay? So, you hear her say, I'm fine. Now your gut reaction is you want to try and show that you're emotionally intelligent. You want to show, well, I can tell you're not fine, what's the problem? And she's saying, no, I don't want to tell you. Now logically, this is going against everything that makes sense to you. And so you're saying, well, no, go on, you can tell me, what's the problem? She's saying, I don't want to talk about it. Now, of course, talking about it is the way to resolve the issue. And so you keep on asking her, well, come on, you can tell me, I can tell you're not fine. And eventually, she's going to get so mad that whatever that problem was doesn't matter anymore. You are now the problem because you are not responding to her correctly. And that is why you need to just accept that she's going to communicate in her way. You are going to release your want to logically resolve things. You are going to hold your frame, and you are not going to be part of the problem. And you are going to say, okay, I believe you, but if you do want to talk about anything, I'm here for you. And the major thing that you're going to do, because this is what triggers real emotional reactions, is physical touch. Give her the biggest hug. Go up to that person, go up to your girl, give her a big hug when she says, I'm fine. Just let her know that she's comforted. Let her know that she has someone there for her to take care of her. And I can tell you that in that hug, she is going to melt and she is going to tell you what her problem was. And chances are it's something silly, like someone at work was mean to her or someone that she spoke to upset her. But you can't try and resolve the problem. You're just going to be there to listen. And that's all she wants when it's resolving the problem. It's that emotional release for her. And so stop trying to resolve the issues logically and just give her that physical affection, that emotional reassurance that she is okay. Now another one is when she asks you to just do whatever you want. Okay? You're having a bit of an argument and you say, should I go out? Should I not? And she says, do whatever you want. Now, of course, she wants you to choose the right thing. She's testing you. She's testing your judgment, okay? Now, this is that whole bitch test or shit test that girls like to do. You need to make a decision that is good for you in that situation. Because she is going to be emotionally seeing whether you are trustworthy in that situation. So if she says, do whatever you want, you do something without any question. If you waver, she is going to struggle to trust you. And that's going to become more of the problem. And the thing is that, yes, she might come across as upset in that time, but whenever she is upset, they can be resolved later, okay? It is not a betrayal to do your own thing. It is pure honesty to do your own thing. All of these emotional reactions that girls give, they are resolved with you being calm in the situation. She says, I'm fine, she's upset, you're calm in the situation. You don't get worked up. She says, do whatever you want. You are calm in the situation and you do what you choose to do, not because you are reacting to her upset. Never get caught in her whirlwind of emotion. You are the masculine that is logical and strong. And when you start getting caught up in the whirlwind and you get upset, then you are part of the feminine problem. And we do not need to do that. And that is going to cause more problems down the line. And I can talk about that in a different video about the imbalance of feminine energy and masculine energy in relationships. You need to make sure that you are the balance. If you've got a feminine woman, then you need to allow her to be emotional and feminine. And that is going to come with emotional highs and lows. But the masculine is logical. We are calm. you need to think of trying to resolve these emotional situations like how you would deal with a child. Okay? That's why children and women have this brilliant motherly bond, is because they communicate emotionally. But when you're trying to calm a child, when you're trying to deal with a child that is upset, you cannot get caught up with that emotional problem, because then they know that they have control over you. They can manipulate you with their emotions and their crying. And as we know, if we are strong adults and good parents, or even not even parents, but just good adult role models, we know that you'll stay calm in that situation because you know that emotions blow over. So stop getting caught up in the emotions that women have, okay? And you need to be a strong, powerful, masculine presence that is calm and doesn't get worked up. You are still there to support, but you don't get caught up in the whirlwind. And that is the major way that you are going to deal with communicating with women, okay? Stop trying to resolve their problems. Stop trying to fix their problems. They don't want you to fix their problems. They just want someone that they can cry on. And there is nothing more sexy to them than knowing that there is a man that they can cry on and make them feel comfortable and confident, and just allow them to emotionally shed on you. You don't need to get involved in it, but you are there to be that sturdy pillar for them, and that's all women want. Guys, if this has resonated with you, if you've ever had a situation like this, I know I've had multiple situations with past partners and my current girlfriend. These are the conversations that are going to be consistent. They never end. And so the sooner you learn to communicate with the feminine, when you communicate with women and you understand their language, your world makes so much sense and it becomes so much easier, okay? Emotional intelligence is going to be the pillar of understanding women. So until next time, guys, keep on seducing.